everyone. Ninh is my hometown, and this place has a lot of beautiful view about nature and a lot of beautiful things that the human build. And if you want to travel around Vietnam, please come to Ninh and visit and enjoy our beautiful view. And today I'm going to tell you about Ba Dinh Pagoda. And Ba Dinh Pagoda is the part of the view of the beautiful of Ninh too. And here is the map of the pagoda. And 539 hectares are for the new pagoda. And 27 hectares are for the ancient pagoda. The ancient pagoda is really old because it's called ancient and it's in 2 caves. It's really beautiful. Now it's time for us, and here is the new pagoda. If you go by electric car to the gates of the new pagoda, and here is the 3 internal gates. If you go inside here, you can see 2 large Buddha. And 2 large Buddha they are all made of bronze, and each of them is 12 tons, and each of them is 5.5 meters. One Buddha is called a good Buddha because he encouraged people to do good things, and the other one is called a bad Buddha. Because he stopped people from doing bad things. The bad Buddha is just his name. He's not bad. Actually, he's good because he stopped people from doing bad things. And that is about the 3 internal gates. And now you go to a long hall. And when you go to the hall, you can see a lot of stone statues, and all made of stone. And there are 502 statues here. And 502 statues have different faces and they show different feelings. And 500 statues come from China. And just 2 statues come from Vietnam. And each of the statue is 2 meters, and they are 4 tons. Each of them is 4 tons. That's really heavy for us. And that is about the hall. And now you're heading to the bell tower. The bell tower has a bronze drum and a bronze bell. The bronze drum is 70 tons and the bronze bell is 36 tons. And when the bell rings, the sound of the bell go about 10 kilometers. It's so long because it's so big. And when the sound of the bell ring, all of the mistake or the bad things will disappear. And that is about the bell tower. And now you go back to the hall and heading to the Kuan Yin Hall. And in the Kuan Yin Hall, it is a temple. And this temple has a Buddha that has thousands of eyes and thousands of hands. There's so many, and she is made of bronze and covered in gold. Real gold, actually. And this Buddha is 100 tons, and she is 10 meters. And here is the 2 bodhisattvas, and they're at each side of this Buddha. And each of the bodhisattva is 4 tons, and each of them is 11 meters, so tall. And you know that it's made of wood because there is a person that finds sand to sell and dig up the river, and then he finds two trees that still have its roots, and he donated to this pagoda, and this pagoda carved into these bodhisattva. And if you go there, you can still see its root. It's really tall and beautiful. And that is about the Huangyan Hall. And now we'll go up to the Buddha Dharma Lord Temple. If you go to this temple, you will go past a fairy lake. This lake is not very big or it's not very small. It's just the average size, medium. And now you will at this temple. And this temple has 3 huge Buddha. And the middle one is the main Buddha. And this Buddha is 100 tons, so big, and it is 10 meters. And it is made of bronze and covered in gold. Real gold, yeah. And at each side, you can see it is the disciples of the Buddha. And they have different jobs. One of them has a job that is like this, that he remember all the words that this Buddha teach and then write it down into a book. That is his job. And the other one job is to teach all of the Buddha that in the hall. I have introduced it to you, and in the hall they have already learned of the second one, the other one. And each of the Buddha beside this Buddha is 30 tons. And it's made of bronze too and covered in gold too. And each of them is 7 meters. So tall, yeah. 7 meters. And this is about the Buddha Dharma Lord Temple. Now we go to the 3 Pyramids Temple. That's the highest temple of all. And inside the temple, you can see 3 big Buddha, huge. And each of the Buddha is 50 tons. And each of them is 7.2 meters. And the middle one is representing for now. The left one is representing for past, and this one is representing for future. And each of them is 50 tons, and they made of bronze and covered in gold. And you go here, you can see now it's the turtle and the flamingo, and this is the story about it. I tell you now. Once upon a time, turtle and flamingo are best friends, and then one day the turtle stole a pearl from a Buddha, and then the Buddha called for the flamingo and the turtle up to the place where he is living and asked if one of them stole the pearl. But both of them said they stole the pearl, and the Buddha saw their friendship is really strong, and he wanted them to live with him. But just one day, a flood coming up, and it's happening, and the flamingos has nowhere to stand, and the turtle said to the flamingos that you can stand on my back because the day before you didn't steal the pearl, but you said you did, and you have saved me, and now it's time for me to save you. And from that day on, the flamingos stand on the turtle's back forever. That is the end of the story. And that's why now if you go to this pagoda, you can see the flamingos stand on the turtle back. And now reach a big Buddha, Maitreya Buddha statue. This Buddha is just a big Buddha that is standing outdoor. This Buddha is made of bronze, and he's has a fan, and then he has a stick too, and attached to the stick is a bag. And he's had the biggest smile of all, and he's smile really brightly. And he is 10 meters tall, and he's 80 tons of bronze. And now to the stupa. This stupa is so tall because it's 100 meters so tall that when you are out of the pagoda, you can still see that tower, the stupa. And the stupa has 13 floors, and it have only finished 4 floors, and 9 floors left have to finish. It isn't very beautiful inside, but if you go up to the top of the tower, if you go up to the top of the tower, it's so beautiful that you couldn't imagine. You can see the view of all of the pagoda, and you know this pagoda is the biggest pagoda in all Asia. And you can see the biggest pagoda of all Asia. And here, this is the stupa. This is just a model of it. And if you stand at the stupa, you can see this temple. But in this temple is a unique one because it's not the place where we could visit. It's just a center for meeting or something.